Vitali Klitschko, your thoughts as you look again? Perhaps it's the first time you had a chance again to see the pictures.
You know what?
Does he look like he understands how to throw a shot now?
I'm very impressed. Very impressed from the speed and very impressed from the power. It's every punch what he landing in the head of Barrett, it was knocked down.
Is he a reckless heavyweight? Does he take too many risks, in your opinion?
You know what? I see the fight not just a simple audience, a simple fans. I look like as a professional, and I think what I have the strong side and weaknesses. And yes, of course, I saw so many. He's very strong, but I saw some weaknesses. And if the fight happens, I hope the fight happens in the next summer, and I try to use his weaknesses in the fight.
What have you spotted? The weaknesses?
Come on, tell us. Tell us the weaknesses.
You know what? I try.
There's
to
only
use
10,000 people listening to you here, and everybody at home.
That I try to use that.
But we are friends. You can tell me.
You know what? It's actually David was the best cruiserweight in cruiserweight division. I was long time the best heavyweight, heavyweight, and let's see who is the better. And I try to give my best in the fight. If fight happens, I give my best. I'm so sorry to knock David out.
do you think that was a totally believable test tonight for a newcomer in the heavyweight division?
But you know what? It's the first fight in heavyweight, and for the first fight, I'm very impressed. And I hope it's to the next summer David make a couple of fights, take more experience, and this will be a very interesting fight for all boxing audience.
Steve, what about the way David Haye went about the job tonight? You were privy to one or two of the plans that Adam Booth and Haye were making. Did they implement them?
They did in the first 2 rounds. They boxed a lot slower than we thought they would do. They didn't come out like a whirlwind, is what most people tended to think they would do. They took their time. That all went out the window, of course, about round 4. When you start knocking guys down twice, that tends to happen with you. It's hard to stay controlled when the guy's on the floor and his eyes are spinning.
Yeah, once he nailed him in round 3, I think he got a bit tired. He started getting tired, and he started getting a little bit desperate, and he started throwing the shots, and every one of them were knockout punches.
Yeah.
But once he started nailing the target area, he showed that he's brought his power with him, and he's brought his speed. But he started becoming a little bit rugged, a little bit ragged, I should say. And but when he hit Barrett, some of those shots were fantastic. I hope we can have a look at them here, but I mean the power is always there, and he just breaks through the guard. When he hits you, he can knock any heavyweight.
He was looking for angles, Paul. That's what I found quite impressive. Maybe Vitali saw that. Even when Barrett was hurt, David was still looking to find his punches. He wasn't going too wild until the end.
Forgive me, I will interrupt you for just a moment. We will relive the best of it, but we do have to take a short commercial break. But I don't think you'll be going anywhere. See us again in a minute.
How many Royal Marines commandos can you see in this scene? You may already have the Royal Marines Commando's state of mind.
We hope we've taken a step tonight here at the O2 Arena closer to possibly crowning, if you'll forgive me, a British World Heavyweight Champion up the road. We'll come back to that in a moment or two. Steve, you were about to explain to us, I think, before the break, the way they wanted to go about the task tonight.
They were prepared to take their time. They were waiting for openings. They knew Barrett would provide them with openings. And what was telling about those first 2 rounds, and I think it's they did the sensible thing, was how fast, not just Barrett, how fast Haye were. They were so fast, the 2 of these heavyweights, and Barrett especially. He was so quick, so much quicker than so many of their heavyweights. And that's why I think David was taking his time. Of course, plans go out the window, Paul. The best laid plans, the most sensible boxers go out the window when you drop a guy twice like David did in that 3rd round.
Before we come to his good work, we've got the chance, I think, to have another word with David Haye, perhaps a more considered view on his own work tonight, Barry.
I tell you what, David, it looks like the party's already started in here. You've got the music, you've got the belts. What a night.
Yeah, it went exactly how we wanted it to. You know, everybody knows when they come to a Haymaker fight, they're going to get entertainment, excitement. They're going to get knockdowns in abundance. They're going to see power, and you can see the future of the heavyweight division. You know, I felt great tonight. I'm just happy that things went nice and smooth, and well, that's as smooth as you can get in a Haymaker fight anyway. But I'm just looking forward to getting this heavyweight championship of the world now on my belt.
I tell you what, the way you two went toe to toe, there was no way that was ever going to 12 rounds.
No, I trained myself for a tough 12-round fight, but I knew once I started landing my bombs, the fight's effectively over. And I kept catching him with some quality shots, and I knew sooner or later he's going to go.
You've had some really big nights. Mormek a year ago. You then had Enzo in March. Where does this rank in your memories?
It's right up there because a lot of people made me the underdog in this fight. I'm fighting a genuine top 10 heavyweight. Someone who's caused upsets. Who's coming off a string of 3 good solid wins. And I went out there and blasted him out. I wasn't looking at a points decision. Everybody knows the heavyweight division is about speed and power and knockouts, and that's what I bring to the table. And I'm just really want to get that heavyweight. I've got all the good cruiserweight belts. It's all about getting that heavyweight championship of the world around my waist and bring it back to Britain. I'm looking forward to it.
Enjoy your party. You've earned it.
Thanks a lot.
That seems to be the plan then. Speed and power.
Yeah, well, that's what he brings.
Has he got enough?
He's got enough speed and he's got enough power. There's still the big question mark is his resistance to punches in return. Remember that Monty Barrett was 16 stone 4, 16 stone 5. This was the start of it all in round 3. He only sort of half hit him with that shot. Clipped him around the side of the head with the left hook and half clipped him, put him down. And Barrett's legs didn't look particularly good right from the very offset. And
I don't think his legs recovered from that.
no, he didn't really recover. His equilibrium was out of sync ever since that shot. He tried to come back and he tried to bring the fight back into it again in the 4th and 5th, but it was very shortly into the 4th where he got nailed again.
He does do it very differently, style-wise, to the likes of a Vitali or a Vladimir Klitschko, Barry.
Yeah.
There is this air of almost abandon when his man is going, but you can't teach that commodity in a fighter, can you?
Well, no. I think he started, in fairness, he started to get a bit tired of himself and he started to get a little bit desperate. And that's kind of worrying when you think that this Barrett's own, that was that beautiful uppercut, sort of even grazed him, didn't really half hit him, which shows you the sort of power he's got. The problem I'm concerned about is Barrett's 16 stone 4, Vitali 17 stone 8 when he fights, and his brother's 17-6, 17-2. So again, that's another big weight disadvantage. This is the finish of the fight. Brilliant right hand, but I still have that question mark over his resistance. I'm worried, but he can finish. Look at that, fantastic finish.
Yeah, but of all the heavyweights out there, apart from Ruslan Jagiev and Vitali, 2 guys you can hit with planks swung by giants. A lot of guys do go over. I think with David tonight, it's easy to find things that are alarming. The one thing I found alarming was the first time Monty tried to grab him and he manhandled David Easy. And Monty's not an ugly fighter.
Is this the secret that you won't reveal, that you're going to actually start to use all this bulk?
He's not going to tell you, is he?
Well, we've seen a picture of it, haven't we? Leaning on him, using your weight, utilising your strengths against a man who is weighing at least 2 stone heavier than you or your brother. Sorry, forgive me, of course, Barry.
You know what? Actually it's me or my brother. We both heavyweight champions, and everyone from us ready to fight against David. But I heard Lennox Lewis think about make his comeback.
Oh,
yeah. I listen. He's starting with the training. Let's see if Lennox Lewis decide, because he's gentleman. He promised me about comeback.
I'm not so sure we need Lennox anymore.
But you want Lennox? You still want Lennox?
If Lennox Lewis come back, I fight against Lennox Lewis, and my younger brother fight against David.
Night.
It will be great. If not, I am ready to fight against that. I'm very interested on that.
The next step in the Klitschko story comes on December the 13th, doesn't it, on Setanta Sports. Vladimir Klitschko defending the IBF and WBO World Heavyweight titles against Hasim Rahman. This is coming to Setanta Sports on that night. There are 2 world title fights from different venues on that night. Atlantic City for the second of them that night. Kendall Holt against Ricardo Torres at light welterweight. Just a reminder also, before we close tonight, not to forget Steve Bunce. You've heard of him now, haven't you? The best of tonight's undercard action. 1 or 2 exciting youngsters featuring here tonight at the O2. They will be featured by Steve in the Boxing Hour on Thursday at 2 on Setanta Sports News. If you cannot see it then, it is repeated on Thursday night at 7 on Setanta Sports 2. And one final reminder. Sum it up. What have we seen tonight here, Barry?
I think we've seen the emergence of a very, very dangerous heavyweight. He's come on the world scene. He's beaten a very tough and very tested, durable heavyweight, blown him away. He was tired himself near the end. I think he'll admit that. but he's very, very exciting. He's 15 stone 5. We're going to see him get bigger, and we're going to see him do bigger things. And here's the man on our right, and maybe he's going to do the big things with.
We've really enjoyed it. Vitali, we extend once more special thanks to you for being with us. You've been a very popular man here tonight. I'm not sure you'll be so popular next time if there is a meeting with David Haye, but we've had real fun with you tonight. Thank you very much indeed. As always, to Steve and to Barry, thanks most of all to you for being with us tonight.